Today, I'll share an awesome technique to help you find answers and feel more at ease in your life. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Gwen, and this show is all about building an awesome life. I bring you interviews, ideas, stories, and share what's working for me to build an awesome life. So I'm coming off of a very family-filled weekend. We had our annual family get together where we rent out a cottage and just hang out, catch up, eat good food, get some fresh air. My mom and sister went on a canoe this year. I was helping, I was on baby duty this year, but taking the photos, just really, it's all about creating some treasured memories. And there was so many highs, so much joy. This was the first time I could bring my baby Liam. So there were now 3 babies there, 3 toddlers or 3 kids, and then 2 dogs. It's just like a house bursting at the seams with energy and people. And so it's fun. And there are moments where I get triggered or stressed or, just hanging out with family. There's high emotions sometimes. And as somebody that is committed to living an awesome life and really enjoying life, I'm always very curious when I do get triggered or stressed, what's going on with me and how do I let it go and just let people be who they are without trying to control the situations. That's what it actually always is if I get triggered by something somebody says, or if someone's getting angry or anything, it's not them, it's me. And it kind of reminds me, girl, you got a little bit of work to do, because everyone has full autonomy to be themselves. So a couple other things that kind of got me a bit triggered that stopped me from when I wanted to record this podcast episode and sit down. I just had all these popcorn thoughts and it started to feel like I was forcing a recording. And I'm like, okay, there's something going on. We need to look into this, because there's nothing worse than sharing an episode when you have this edge of frustration and angst behind you. If I was listening to a podcast like that, I'd be like, she is unwell. I need to turn that off. So a couple of different thoughts that come up after a weekend like this is it's about money and time. I wish there was more time to hang out together. And I also wish the money thing is like, it would be so cool if we actually had our own family cottage instead of spending thousands or $1,000 to rent one for a couple days. It's like, imagine just having our own where we could go anytime. So there's like this bittersweet, there's like the appreciation to just rent a beautiful space. And then there's also I wish I had that. Or especially this weekend, Josh and I had a wedding to go to of one of our friends. So we kind of missed a full day. So I also felt kind of bad that we missed a day in this once a year event. So anyway, those are just some of the ideas swirling in the back of my mind, as we all have different things swirling in the back of our minds. And so it really, I kind of had to do something about it, because I am committed to living a beautiful, awesome life. So what's so great is that on a recent episode, Penney Peirce, the 10-time author, clairvoyant empath, was on the show. She's the writer of The Intuitive Way, Transparency, Frequency, the best books ever. And I had that thought of, what would Penney do? Or what would be a technique? And what came to me is her technique of direct writing, also known as intuitive writing, essentially. So direct writing, this is straight from Penney's book, The Intuitive Way. Direct writing is a method of writing directly from your innermost self, letting a stream of words emerge without censorship, without rereading them, as a spontaneous flow of commentary. So just allowing yourself to write. But here's how you actually do it. So you want to just get quiet and get centered. So just find a place where you can get quiet and just have a few moments to yourself. Maybe take a couple of deep breaths, or maybe you want to meditate first, whatever you want to do to just feel centered. In the beginning, you might pretend that your writing partner is your inner child or your soul itself. And your mind's job is purely secretarial. Write a magnet question in your notebook, such as, why is my work not being recognized? And you really want to just tune in to what you get as the simple, honest answer. Simplicity rules here. So what you want to do, get quiet, And then write down a magnet question in your notebook. So yes, Penny's the one that she shares in the example is, why is my work not being recognized? And so she does say you don't have to reread it, you just kind of let it go. But I just want to share with you how it worked for me when I was writing it, and literally share from a page in my journal of what I was writing down. So I just wrote down as my magnet question. So really just the crux of what you're dealing with in the moment, you know, and you might take your moment to be like, what do I really want to know right now? What actually is it? And through all the different things I was dealing with, what I actually care about is, how can I feel at ease with all my thoughts? My answer, you don't, is what I wrote down. And then I said, I know. So what do I do? Let them be. Well, how can I care less about what people think about me? You can't. So what can I do? Compassion and love. What would love do? So I share that as just the kickstart of mine, because it wasn't like, this is the answer right away. It was basically where I'm sitting today. There was a lot of you can't and you don't. So just keep asking the questions until you can get aligned with a true answer. And the answer was compassion and love. And what would love do? So it's honestly really fun. And this does not take very long at all. You can do this in like 10 minutes or so. And I just kind of kept going question, answer. And the answers, when you really get down to it, is usually the answer is about love, forgiveness, taking good care of yourself, joy. Like, it's something about your inner child, your inner being is not getting what it needs and is feeling a little bit sad or scared. It's, we're just quelling the fear essentially with the intuitive writing. So I offer that to you as a practice if you are just having those popcorn whack-a-mole thoughts, because I would love for you to feel better. And the truth is it absolutely worked, because Josh, my husband, after I got into this writing, he saw me and he's like, oh, you look happy. I was like, I am happy. I know the answers. And it just made me feel better, like I could love the baby a little bit extra, could love myself a little bit extra, could have a little bit more grace, that I don't have to have the perfect written podcast, and I could abandon my old plan and just say what's really on my heart and mind. So I encourage you to try this free method. It's free, which is also great, of curing your whack-a-mole thoughts. And let me know how it goes for you, or share this with a friend if if anyone has a lot of going on and they need a moment. Again, that was taken from The Intuitive Way, and that entire book is just iconic. So highly recommend it. So thank you so much for listening to this episode today. If you liked it, it would be so appreciated if you left a review or shared it with a friend. Can't wait to see you or have you listen on a new episode in the future. Thank you and have an awesome day.